Now, the vinyl hobby is really fun and we all love it, but what are some of the dangers that we need to be aware of and steer clear of? Well, let's talk about it today. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, I want to talk about some of the traps and the pitfalls that we can easily fall into in the vinyl hobby, and some ways in which we can try and avoid them. So, without further delay, let's jump right into number one. Alright, so number one on my list is the feeling that you always have to upgrade something in your equipment setup. Now, I think that one of the really fun things about the vinyl hobby is that you can really tailor your listening experience to your particular liking. If you want warmer sound, you can get a tube phono preamp. And if you want cooler or brighter sound, you can upgrade your cartridge. You can upgrade your platter. You can upgrade the isolation feed on your turntable to try and get rid of unwanted vibrations. You can upgrade to a better record clamp or record weight. You can upgrade your cables. You can buy new speakers. And of course, you can upgrade the turntable itself. Now, these are all technically good things. It allows us all to cater our record playing experience to our particular liking. Your setup may be vastly different from mine, and I think that's what makes the vinyl hobby really interesting. But I think that sometimes we can get way too bogged down with the constant need to upgrade. Sometimes we can get stuck in the never-ending quest to try and find something that is better. It can really hurt our ability to be able to appreciate what we already have, and even worse, it can cause you to overspend on trying to make that upgrade, only to realize that once you got it home and you've set everything up, that you really aren't even noticing any perceptible sound difference at all. So always remember that upgrading your equipment is really fun and is a big part of the hobby, but if you're not careful, you can fall into a trap that can lead to disaster and a lot less money in your bank account. Alright, so coming in at number two on my list is spending way too much money on vinyl records, especially ones that are very common vinyl records. So prices in general are rising, and certainly vinyl is no exception. It's been out of hand for a while, but you never really get used to the sticker shock of seeing a new record that can cost anywhere from $40 to $60. But here's the thing. Do you really want to pay that much money for a pretty common vinyl record that's not particularly limited or rare? At some point, I think it makes more sense to begin thinking a bit harder about the albums that you're adding to your collection and why. Maybe it makes more sense to buy that brand new album that you were gonna get on vinyl and now buy it digitally or on CD, and then take that $40 to $60 that you were gonna spend on that new piece of music and instead buy a whole bunch of used records on vinyl, albums that you have loved for years, maybe decades, and build your collection that way. Alright, so coming in at number three on my list is improper handling and maintenance of vinyl records. Now, there are some small things that we can all do to ensure the long-term health of our vinyl records and our turntable equipment. For example, are you storing all of your vinyl records inside of a clean inner poly sleeve? Are you cleaning your new and used vinyl records before you throw them on your turntable? Are you using a carbon fiber brush to clean off the surface of your record before every listening session? Are you regularly cleaning your stylus? Are you safely storing your vinyl records vertically side by side, or are you stacking large amounts of vinyl records on top of one another horizontally? Are you setting the tracking force for your cartridge properly and perhaps even using a cartridge alignment protractor to help? Now, you don't have to do all of the things that are on this list, but if you can start doing some of them, I think it'll help avoid potential dangers down the line, and you'll be a little bit more ahead of the curve in the vinyl hobby. Alright, so coming in at number four on my list is probably slightly controversial, but I actually do believe in this, and that is being way too overly obsessed with vinyl grading. Now listen, vinyl grading is very important, make no mistake about it. I actually made an entire video on vinyl grading, and I will link to that below in the description if you want to check it out. In fact, when I first got into the hobby many years ago, I remember being really excited to just buy pretty much anything and everything that I could get. Albums made by artists or groups that I was really excited about and wanted to add to my collection. But the point was, all I really cared about was price. I didn't care anything about the condition of the record. But that actually was a mistake, and over time, I certainly learned the importance of vinyl grading and how the condition of your record can significantly impact your listening experience. But I think that we can also go a little bit too far in the other direction as well, becoming way too obsessed with vinyl grading, especially if we're purchasing albums online. Because whether you're buying on Discogs or you're buying on eBay, I think the thing that's most important, really over everything else, is to make sure that you're buying from a reputable seller. Make sure you check out the seller's feedback rating. I really recommend going and checking out the comments of past buyers, really looking to see if there are any common patterns that you might notice. Some patterns might be negative. It could be something regarding how a particular seller packages items or perhaps grades items. Try to make sure that the seller's overall feedback score is as close to 100% as possible. And to be honest, I wouldn't make any exceptions here. This, to me, is the most paramount thing that you can do to make sure that the record that you're going to get is going to be as accurately graded as possible. In fact, I've actually noticed that some of the truly great and really reputable sellers that I've purchased from over the years actually sandbag their grading a little bit just to be on the safe side. And what I mean by that is that a near mint record might be graded by the seller as just a very good plus record, and a very good plus record might be graded by the seller as just very good. So again, the seller, if you can find really good sellers, they might be kind of underselling or sandbagging their grading just so that they can make their customers feel very comfortable. So ultimately, while sound quality is really important and vinyl grading is really needed in the vinyl hobby, I do think it's important to not get too overly obsessive at the idea that one or two light scratches on the surface of your vinyl record is going to somehow ruin the overall listening experience that you're going to have when you play your vinyl records. So that's about it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below what would be some of the dangers or the pitfalls in the vinyl hobby that you have encountered and you would warn other people that are coming into the hobby to avoid at all costs. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button down below. I always appreciate it when you do that. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well if you want to be alerted whenever a new video drops. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, stay devoted to vinyl.